essential dimension. And I think by essential dimension, he means some sort of conception of validity in itself, what we discussed last time. So let's see what Klein does right and where he goes wrong for Habermas, obviously. So what Klein does right is, first, he makes a distinction between fact and validity. So this distinction brings in reason. So he's looking for conviction based on reason. And the force of this distinction is derived from reason and not from facticity as such, facticity of acceptance. But we also raise the question why we are accepting something. So that's what Klein does right in Habermas's eyes. But where does he go wrong? He goes wrong in the fact that he, according to Habermas, restricts validity, that is providing reasons for our claims and counter reasons. He restricts them to something we do here and now, so our actual practice, and doesn't connect them further to some elements which transcend our understanding here and now. And so, although in Habermas's eye, he does make a distinction between fact and reason, by restricting reason to our reasons here and now, he sort of succumbed to a sort of facticity which is different from this facticity, like root facticity, but still it is a sort of facticity of our understanding here and now. And so it is a contextualism, and there's no transcendence as such. Even if, so what Habermas is objecting to is not that reason or the reason we give here and now, and our understanding is the understanding we give here and now. But what he is, I think, objecting to is that our current understanding should be our current reasons and understanding should be at least formally connected to some form of transcendence. And obviously in post-metaphysical world, so to speak, post-metaphysical philosophy or post-Kantian philosophy, that can't be validity in itself as a substantive concept. But Habermas says that at least we should have a formal concept of validity in itself. What form it will take is, an ongoing work, but somehow we should connect this claim here and now to something transcendent, something in the future, maybe a limit concept of validity, which connects our reasons here and now to the concept of truth in itself, which even though and validity in itself, even though which we can never grasp as it is, but at least formally we can always look forward to discovering it. So that's the idea, I think. Okay. And so when he's talking about essential dimension, I think that's the essential dimension. Essential dimension is the connection between reasons here and now to at least a formal concept of validity in itself, which even though always eludes us, but we still are always pursuing it. So according to his description, it is indeed reasons that motivate participants in argumentation to let themselves be convinced of something. See, so it looks like